สวัสดีน้องๆทุกท่านแฟนคลับทุกคนนะวันนี้จะมาให้ดูกับคลิปเกมหนึ่งชื่อเกมว่า e3 2019หรือ Resident Evil 3 Remake จะมาดูตัวอย่างกันเลยว่าเป็นยังไงนะบรรยากาศของ Resident 3
Hey guys, JJ here, and with E3 2019 right around the corner, many Resident Evil fans are wondering if this will be the year we see the reveal of the Resident Evil 3 remake. I thought this would be the perfect time to go over everything we know so far, so with that being said, let's get right into it.
แล้วก็เอามารีเมคทำใหม่
2019 was a huge year for Resident Evil fans. After years of waiting, we finally got our hands on the long-anticipated Resident Evil 2 remake. Not only was the game critically well-received, sitting at a 91 Metacritic score, it also made Capcom boatloads of cash. This was the perfect way of fans showing Capcom that this is the type of Resident Evil game we have been waiting for. Combining classic elements of survival horror with modern-day controls and game design proved to be a perfect mashup the series needed. Resident Evil 2 Remake's success opened the door to many fans demanding a remake of Resident Evil 3, and it would make sense from a business decision for Capcom. We would finally get a complete remake of the original trilogy, and Capcom would make money. Everyone wins. Well, it looks like Capcom has recognized this. At Capcom's latest investor conference, the question was asked, does Capcom plan on creating more remakes in the same vein as the Resident Evil 2 remake? In summary, Capcom replied that they expect to explore more titles in their back catalog as part of their new business strategy. That's very reassuring news for fans who want to see a remake of Resident Evil 3, also for fans in general of Capcom's catalog of games. Then, shortly after the release of Resident Evil 2 Remake, in an interview with Game Watch, Resident Evil 2 producer Yoshiaki Hirabayashi claimed that he had decided to remake Resident Evil 2 because fans had made it well known that they wanted a retelling of the classic title. He went on to say the same could happen for Resident Evil 3 if fans demanded enough. With the limited information we've received from Capcom, we can see that they do seem to be interested in a remake, and it would make sense from a business perspective, but we have very little to go off of. That was until the latest leaks. In March of 2019, known Resident Evil leaker Duskullum, under the name Aesthetic Gamer, unloaded a wave of tweets talking about the development process of Resident Evil 2, info not shared by Capcom, confirmation of a Resident Evil 3 remake, and the future of the series. Dusk has been known to leak Resident Evil information in the past and has a pretty solid track record. He stated that the Resident Evil 3 remake is in development, but it may not be what people expect. He went on to say that it will not be developed by the same team behind Resident Evil 2 remake, but instead it would be outsourced to an external company outside of Capcom, and that it would be coming a lot sooner than people expect. This statement received a mixed reception by the Resident Evil community. Fans were happy that we were in fact getting a Resident Evil 3 remake, but the thought of the game being handled outside of Capcom caused concern. It should be clarified that this was a leak not confirmed by Capcom, but if true, then we may see a similar release schedule to the original Resident Evil 2 and 3, where they were released a year apart from each other. That would mean we would see a January 2020 release and would make E3 2019 the perfect time to announce it. Other than the leak, there's no official news from Capcom that we'll be seeing a remake appear at E3 2019. As much as I would love to relive one of the greatest memories of seeing Resident Evil 2 Remake revealed at E3 2018, I'm going to keep my hype at a minimum to avoid any letdown. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. I do admit it's hard to do when I can hear the hype train coming once again, but I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Capcom will surprise us and announce the Resident Evil 3 Remake at this year's E3? Or do you think it's too early and we have too little info to go off of? Who here would like to see a return of the Dino Crisis series? Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when more Resident Evil 3 Remake news drops. The Residents of Evil is a Patreon-supported channel, so if you'd like to see your name here in the credits or unlock some other really great perks, head over to patreon.com.